News about global trade and international finance can feel overwhelmingly complex. But at its heart, a country's economy works much like a simple bank statement. To see this in action, we're looking at the nation of Cambodia. Real-world data helps turn these abstract concepts into something we can actually see and touch. Just as a family needs to earn money for groceries while paying out for bills, every country has two basic actions it must balance. It sells things to the world, and it buys things from the world. Selling your goods to other nations is an export. Think of it as the nation's income. Buying goods from outside your borders is an import. These are the nation's expenses. When we compare these two numbers, we get a clear look at how a nation manages its resources and interacts with its neighbors. This table shows Cambodia's 2026 trade data. Looking at the total export column, their income reached over $14.2 billion. The second row reveals their primary customer. The United States purchased more than $5.5 billion of those goods. Most of that export income is earned in factories like this one. Cambodia's economy is powered by the garment industry, where thousands turn raw cloth into clothing found in stores worldwide. Beyond clothing, the nation earns money through its natural resources. They also export significant amounts of raw rubber and leather goods harvested from the countryside. Cambodia's primary way of bringing in money is by manufacturing physical goods and harvesting raw materials for Western markets. But the economic ledger always has another side. To keep those factories and plantations running, Cambodia has to purchase specific supplies from the rest of the world. If we check the imports column on our table, we see their expenses topped $16 billion. The first row shows that more than half of those purchases came from a single partner, China. This chart details what that money actually bought. It shows large-scale spending on raw fabrics, factory machinery, and the fuel needed to keep the lights on. Every dollar spent on foreign fabric and energy keeps the local economy moving. These imports are the essential ingredients that allow the domestic factories to stay open. For a developing nation, a healthy export income is only possible if they first spend a significant amount on energy and raw materials from abroad. It's like a bakery. You have to buy flour and sugar from a supplier before you can bake a cake to sell to your neighbors. You can see this in a single t-shirt. Cambodia imports the fabric from China, sews it together in a local factory, and then sells the finished shirt to a buyer in the United States. You might wonder why Cambodia doesn't just make its own fabric to save money. This comes down to a concept called specialization. Producing raw textiles requires incredibly expensive industrial plants. Instead of building those, Cambodia focuses on what it does best, providing the skilled labor needed to assemble the final garments. A simple shirt isn't the product of just one country. It's a physical map of a global assembly line, where different nations each play a specific part. Looking at the numbers, Cambodia spent $16 billion, but only earned $14 billion. That $2 billion gap is what is known as a trade deficit. At first glance, a multi-billion-dollar deficit looks like a sign of trouble, as if the country is simply losing money. But consider a farmer who takes out a loan to buy a tractor. Their expenses are higher than their income for a while, but that tractor allows the farm to produce much more in the future. Most of Cambodia's deficit comes from buying machinery and fuel. They are spending money now to build up the tools and energy they need to produce more later. A trade deficit can be a sign of progress, provided the money is being spent on tools that will help the nation grow. A complex international trade report is really just a high-level version of a household budget. It's a record of what a country makes and needs to buy to keep going. We saw how Cambodia uses this balance every day, bringing in materials from China to create finished products for the United States. Take a look at the phone or the shirt you're using right now. Imagine the different countries that had to work together to bring those materials to your door. Global trade can sound like a world of abstract numbers, but it's actually a story of people all over the world helping each other build the things we use every day.